guys, it's Sid here with SVTperformance.com, and we're in Bowling Green, Kentucky for NMRA World Finals and Holly Ford Fest. I'm just walking around here in the vendor midway area, and I happen to run across Mast Motorsports, which are mostly known for GM parts or GM engines. I see this, I think, is that an LSA? They brought an LSA to a Ford show? Nope, that is not. That is 7.3 Godzilla motor with a Harrop Supercharger on it. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but I want to take you through some of the other stuff these guys have been working on. So like I said, probably best known in the aftermarket industry for working on GM stuff, but they've been working for a couple years now on their 7.3 Godzilla offerings, and they've got some work to show for it, that's for sure. So got a test stand engine here. This thing can fire up, running on Holly EFI. So their idea is they want to have turnkey parts, kits, engines, so you can just drop a 7.3 into whatever you want. As you see, got a 60s Mustang with a Godzilla in it. They have to make their own motor mounts, have an oil pan with proper clearance and everything. Tell me they are working on intake manifolds. It'll be a whole lot more car friendly than this truck manifold. This is definitely a torque biased manifold because it goes in heavy duty trucks. So they're working on a billet manifold that will eventually be cast for cars, but they've got a ton of parts. So of course you have to have fuel rails, motor mounts, things like that. They're doing a lot of swap parts, so you'll see your motor mounts, flanges to build your own exhaust, but also forged rods and pistons to go with your rotating assembly. You can use the factory forged crank. It's a great looking piece, along with the iron block. You're not going to break those. Doing their own cams, use their own cam cores, and if you guys have never seen one of these, one of the things that makes the Godzilla really nice are these huge cam bearing journals that allows you to get a very, very lumpy camshaft inside that block. And top it all off with a set of their ported cylinder heads. They're doing, of course, their own valve springs, all that kind of stuff. But check out the size of these intake ports. Pretty huge, hogged out. Big, beautiful valves, nicely cleaned up combustion chambers. And this combustion chamber is just, look at this. That thing screams fast burn efficiency. Swap it over here to the exhaust side. You can see very, very nicely cleaned up. But I think I've teased you guys enough. Let's go over here and take a look at this Harrop Superchargers. It is a Tvs Supercharger. Got a 105mm throttle body on it right now, but it uses an LS pattern for the throttle body. So you can mount anything that would work with the GM LS motor up to this. So the world is open as far as throttle bodies. There's just tons and tons of stuff out there. But this is a 2650 TVS. We've got a massive intercooler core in this thing. This is one of one right now. If you guys have seen Harrop testing this blower on a dyno, it was actually this exact blower they were testing. And they were afraid to, really run it up too hard because they were dealing with a completely stock bottom end engine. Not so with Mast. This engine is actually sold. It's here just on display. This thing makes 1,300 horsepower. I'm not sure what kind of boost level they're running, but we can take a look at the pulley. And that should give us an idea. Grip tech. Yep, 70mm. So 70mm grip tech, 6-rib pulley. Good for 1,300 horsepower on a built motor. 7.3. This one over here running, it has their head, cam, things like that in it. This one is over 600 horsepower with factory intake manifold. Speaking of cams, one thing I forgot to mention, since they're doing their own cam cores, they have their own adjustable cam phaser. So this gets rid of the factory variable cam timing and allows you to manually adjust your cam, set it up wherever you want it. So that way it runs easier with a lot of aftermarket ECUs. You don't have to worry about the factory cam phasing. Just set it where you want it to be, set it and forget it, as Ron Popeil would say. You can see we got their billet fuel rail on this. Something a lot of people might not know. That is actually where your fuel injector goes. It mounts in the head, not the intake on these 7.3s, and you can see it comes out right here. But they've definitely done a lot of cleanup work on this combustion chamber. I mean, it's really good from the factory, but I can see that they've taken a lot of meat out around that spark plug boss and just cleaned that up. It's really, really nice looking stuff. And I like the coil covers here too. Looks really good. But as you can see, you got their exhaust flanges, build your own headers, all that good stuff. Check out the size of that head bolt. These things are not going anywhere. Just a very, very nice setup. And I know you guys have been waiting to see more blowers. We've been testing the Pro Charger on 5 stars, 7.3 powered truck. We've got a lot more coming up with that in the future, but this is the first positive displacement supercharger we've been able to lay our hands on for the Godzilla engine. And if you're interested in one of these, Mast Motorsports is going to start importing them supposedly sometime in December. They'll have these on hand. You pick one up, and really the sky's the limit as far as how much power you can make, but they are definitely getting big into the 7.3 market with the intent of helping you guys swap these things into whatever you want, or that'll fit on the Super Duty, go down the road. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, I've got a link in the description. It goes to a thread over on svtperformance.com. Ask your questions over there because I really don't have time to check the comments section on YouTube. So that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and head over to svtperformance.com for all the latest news, reviews, and information on your favorite Ford-powered vehicles.